I believe me and Paul Heyman would click just like that. Growing up, I've always been a huge Paul Heyman fan. From his ECW days, when he was the ECW owner, to when the rechristening of ECW, to when he was a commentator for the World Wrestling Federation at the time, and to when he was the general manager for SmackDown. I've followed Paul Heyman's career ever since I was little. But his major and his biggest accomplishment, his advocates, managing the very best. I'm talking about the man in 21-1, the undefeated, reigning, undisputed WWE Universal Champion of the world, WWE World Heavyweight Champion of the world. I'm talking about Brock Lesnar. That's his major accomplishment ever, was managing Brock Lesnar. Yes, he's managed CM Punk, his second best person he's managed. He's managed The Big Show, in my opinion, his third best. RVD he's managed, but nobody he's managed better than the man in 21-1 and the man who broke the Undertaker's undefeated streak. I'm talking about Brock Lesnar. That's how good Paul Heyman is. Paul Heyman has to go down as one of the all-time greatest general managers, if not greatest managers of all time. He's got to be in the top 5, in the top 3 at least. Why would you not want to associate with Paul Heyman? Yeah, he may associate with the devil, and he may be the evil genius. But come on, why wouldn't you drink some of Paul Heyman's Kool-Aid? Honestly, I would. Like I said, I believe me and Paul Heyman will click, and I would love for Paul Heyman to be my manager. Not necessarily in wrestling, but just some things other than wrestling. Could be music, could be ministry, could be sports, could be anything. It could be something else. I'd like to be the second best. Now, Brock Lesnar's going to be automatically, he's always going to be the number one. Paul Heyman's number one guy. But I wouldn't mind being the second or third or fourth best. Just saying. But, regardless, Paul Heyman will be forever one of the all-time greatest working managers ever in history. I'm talking about because of his evil genius, and now he's a backstage producer, creative board member, and it's just a blessing to see Paul Heyman still in the wrestling industry. You don't hardly see people from Paul Heyman's era still manage the way that he does. But Paul Heyman, 4 decades of managing. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, 5 decades of managing. That is huge. You don't hardly ever see that. So he's managed for 5 decades and been in the wrestling business for 5 decades. Who can say that they've been in the wrestling business for 5 decades? Hardly very few. But Paul Heyman can, because he is Paul Heyman.